Hello YouTube, this is me recording a video. It's my second video on the channel. This is a video of me, as you know from the title. It's me showing you guys my rock collection because basically I got bored, looked at my rock collection, looked at my computer, and decided why not, because I felt like it and some of you guys out there might want to see it. So here it is. The first thing I would like to say is I'm sorry for the crappy video quality. My phone went through the washer and I'm using the built-in computer, the built-in camera on my computer because it's the only camera that I have. So, without further ado, here's the beginning of it. So I have a bunch of these little display cases for the rock collection. A bunch of these little disc circle things got damaged, cracked, scratched, and all that, so that's why there's all those empty spaces in the middle. I also have a bunch of empty ones that have no foam in them, but when I get a new rock, then I can take some of these little pieces of foam that I have, cut them to the right size, and put them in. So the first thing that is on the rock collection is just this little tiny diamond, just because I wanted to be able to have a diamond in my rock collection. Second thing is this. It's gallium, which, as many of you know, it's a metal that melts at body temperature, so if you hold it in your hand it'll melt. However, I'm not going to show you guys this. You can look it up yourself on the internet, obviously. And because anytime I get it out of here, it leaves residue on my hand, and I lose more and more of the metal, and if I handle it too much, then I'll eventually lose it all. This other item here is a fossil of some form. When I got it, it said it was the backbone or spine of something. I have no clue what kind of backbone or spine it is, so if anybody can tell me in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. The fourth thing is these pieces of a trilobite. At least I think that's what it's called. Basically a roly-poly that lived in the ocean a long time ago. Next is both an emerald and a ruby. Before anybody's like, oh, you can't possibly have an emerald and a ruby just because you want it for the heck of it. Actually, I can, because they're low quality. They're not the high quality that you would use for jewelry, because these are all cloudy on the inside, and so they're still rubies, and I like it because I can have it in my rock collection, and it's a cool thing to be able to have in the rock collection. So yeah. That's this display. The next thing I have is a bunch of little jars in a wooden container. And I have several different containers of sea glass that I've collected. And it's just because I wanted to put it in there. There's one specific piece of the sea glass that I want to show. Just give me a second and I'll find it. There it is. That blue piece right there, it's blue sea glass, and what blue sea glass is it's from rescue lights on boats, because there's no blue beer bottles that I know of. So I just think that's kind of cool to be able to have some of the rescue lights from a boat. Obviously from a boat if it's in the ocean. And this is a little shark tooth. I don't know what kind. I don't know if it's a fossil. I don't really care. It looks cool and I like it. So that's that. This is one of my meteorites. It's just a small meteorite. I think it's a iron meteorite. Let's see. I got these magnets here. Yeah. It's either an iron meteorite or an ironstone meteorite or something like that. These are meteorite shavings, like they took a big meteorite and these are the shavings that came off of it. I was trying to unstick my magnets from my pliers because they're neodymium magnets. They're extremely strong. So this is also made of metal, meteorite shavings. This is an amethyst crystal. I like this one because it's my birthstone, because I was born in February. This is a ray, or how do I block the glare? Is there a way? I'm trying to block this glare that's coming across here from over there. It is. So as you can see, it is a row of like stingray or manta ray teeth. They don't have real teeth. It's more like sandpaper that they use to grind down their food. This is just a bunch of shale. Just give me a second. I'll be back in just a second here. If I can ever make my computer move. Okay. I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I'm back. So, as I was saying, this is just some shale, which has, I'm trying to block the glare again. It's got some plant fossils in it. There we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of them, but if you look really closely in person, you can see some small ferns and stuff. This right here is a thing of smoky quartz that has a cool reddish color to it. Where's the glare coming from? I hate this glare so much. I don't even know where it's coming from. Somewhere around here. Okay. It's got a cool reddish color to it. Once again, sorry for the bad video quality, but it's the best I could do with what I have. Okay, so I can block the glare by just tilting it. Okay. So this is part of I think it's that head of a prehistoric squid, if I remember correctly. Now these are probably my favorite. These are hairs from a woolly mammoth. The woolly mammoth hair is preserved because they're found in blocks of ice, and because hair does not deteriorate as easy as flesh. Now these are some of the rest of my meteorites. I have some stone meteorites, one full iron meteorite, or a nickel meteorite, I can't remember which one it is. But there's just a bunch of small meteorites that are kind of cool. I used to have more, but those were lost. We were cleaning out our car and we dropped them in the grass and could not find them. One of those was a meteorite that I found myself. We were at the 4th of July on a baseball field watching for fireworks, but before it got dark, I was just kind of looking around playing, I guess, because I was a lot littler. Just walking around playing with those little light up lightsabers, and as I was looking on the ground, I saw this cool black shaped rock that was embedded in the ground. So I then picked it up and I went over to my mom and I was like, hey, look, I found a meteorite, because at the time I was like, any rock that's black and has cool bubbles on it is a meteorite. And then I got home and I tried to stick it to some neodymium magnets, and it did stick to the neodymium magnets. Then I cut a small piece of it off, and instead of being black all the way through like basalt is, and basalt is a type of rock that is commonly mistaken for being a meteorite, it was white on the inside, or like a whitish gray on the inside, and black on the outside, which is evidence of having a fusion crust, and a fusion crust is the layer that melts when it enters the atmosphere. So I'm almost 100% certain it was a meteorite, not too sure. I also had several other meteorites that I had bought in stores that were also lost because I had it all in one container and they all spilled and I couldn't find any of them. So that's what happened with the rest of the meteorites, but I still have more rocks to show here. Enough with story time. Alright, so if anybody knows what aerogel is, you know what this is. It is 99.8% air, and the rest of it is material, so when you hold your hand out and you put it in your hand, you can't feel that it is there. And these are a bunch of pieces of amber, like the stuff that mosquitoes are preserved in. none of these have a bug in it, but I used to have a piece that had a preserved fly inside of it, so it was pretty fun to have, but then I lost that, of course, because I lose everything. These are, what are these? I can't remember, but they're these things. You guys probably already know what they are, and you're already probably typing it in the comments what the answer to what these are, but they have these really cool patterns on them that I like. I don't know if you can see it with this terrible camera. Trying to get to focus, but it won't focus. Oh well. And then I have this other one that's not cut in half. It's a full whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I really wish I did. This is some kind of preserved, fossilized shellfish. I don't know what kind, once again. This is another preserved snail shell of some form. This, I'm not sure what it is. It's a cool rock, and I'm not sure what it is. It's very smooth on the edges, so it was probably made in a factory and just somebody dropped it outside. I don't know what it is, but if you guys know, put it in the comments. This is a piece of polished obsidian, which I got, well, my brother got for me because we play Minecraft occasionally, and I thought it was kind of cool to be able to have one of the materials from Minecraft that most people didn't know at the time was an actual material in real life, or at least we didn't know, so it was kind of cool to find out that it really exists. No idea what this is. It's a green rock. Actually, I do know what it is. It's a green rock. Some quartz. Dropped one on my computer. Some quartz crystals. Most of you probably don't care at all, but those few of you who do, this video is for you. Some more of that smoky quartz that I showed you in the container earlier, in the little tube earlier. Now you can see what I mean by that cool reddish color. I don't know what kind of mineral this is, but it's got a very slight purple tint to it. I don't think that it is... Oh, man, my brain is not working right now. I can't remember what I was just talking about. It's not amethyst. I don't think it's amethyst. It might be, though. Next thing we have here is this crystal with these cool pillar structures and all that. So that's that part of the collection. And this is an aquamarine. Oh, crap. Something just slipped and it scared me. So this is just an aquamarine crystal, which is really cool in person. On camera you can't tell how cool it looks, but in person it looks really nice. This is some raw copper. My brother got me this for my birthday as well. And the next item I have, it's called, well, I don't know if it's called this in real life, but don't tell anybody I said that. It's called teleportationism. I don't know. Teleportonium, that's what it was called. I remember now, a scientist told me that. Watch this. I'll hold my hand out here, and then it'll teleport in my hand. Boom. Did you see that? Okay. I'm just kidding. It's actually called bismuth. I did some movie magic to make it teleport. And I have many chunks of this stuff. Basically, it is a metal with cool structures, and it forms like this when it cools. It's got a bunch of different cool shapes, colors, pyramid type things. And I basically just have all these. And they're falling all over. Alright, some more fossils. And this one's actually pretty cool. It is a small megalodon shark tooth. I really like this because it's from the largest shark to ever live. Well, the largest species of shark to ever live. Don't know if it was actually the largest. I don't know if this specific tooth was from the specific largest shark to ever live. But you know what I mean. Biggest species. And then this one is definitely from the biggest shark ever. See, it's as big as my face. Just kidding, it's tiny. It's a fossilized reef shark, I think, or something related to the reef shark. That's my best guess, or my best remembering. This one's kind of hard to see it, but it's another sea creature kind of related to this. In person you can see it better, but with this crappy camera you can't, obviously, because this camera sucks. But it's like a twisty thing. You can kind of see now that the camera's focusing a bit. And this is a dinosaur tooth. This was the first item that I ever got in my rock collection, well, my rock and fossil collection. And well, it's not the first item, but it's the first fossil that I ever got in my rock collection. And I love this thing. This thing is just imagine somebody walking up to you with this thing and then ripping your throat out with it. Actually, don't imagine that, because that would be painful. This is a piece of sponge that I found at the beach, like a coral type thing. Kept it because why not? And then this is some fossilized coral. You can see the crystallized patterns that it's got there. What the heck? The coral just turned into a rock. Okay, once again, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I just wanted to make stuff teleport. You know what? I give up. Okay, I'm going to stop being silly now. In all seriousness, this is a rock I found at the beach, and it's got a really cool green color on the inside. I really don't know what this thing is either. That's why I'm making this video well, that's one of the reasons. And here we have some natural brick, meaning it's clay that was in the sun and it turned into a brick. A natural brick. This is a rock that you cannot see it on camera very well, but it's got a purple color to it. Also found at the beach, so I thought I'd keep it. I'm not going to tell you exactly what this is, but it's coprolite. So for any of you fossil-loving people out there, you know what this is. Anybody else, you can look up what coprolite is on the internet. This is dinosaur bone. It was not specified what kind of dinosaur bone it was, but it's some kind of chunk of a dinosaur's bone. And then we have 3 different rocks that were just clusters of fossils that are not too cool, but they're kind of something I just wanted to add anyways, because why not? Now these ones are kind of silly. They're not actual rocks or anything, but it's just some crystals that I grew myself, and they're probably the worst crystal growing thing you've ever seen in your entire life. But I had them in the box and wanted to show them anyways. This is some Mayan pottery. You can still see some of the marking that they put on it with their paint or whatever they had. Basically just a cool thing that I had in here and thought some of you guys wanted to see it. Don't even know why this is in here. It's literally just a rock. But okay. Now this is an arrowhead. That it is an actual ancient arrowhead that was carved thousands of years ago. I don't know by who and that information, but yeah, this is a real arrowhead. It has this cool line on the underside that I don't know what that is, but it's probably just from the rock it was made out of. This is another arrowhead. You can definitely see the differences in the cultures that made these, because I think it was made by 2 different cultures. One's longer around it at the bottom and the other is more jagged, but it's still the same idea. One's a lot thinner. They're both made out of different materials, so it's just kind of cool to see how different things are different. The rest of these things are really boring. It's basically just bugs that I have inside of blocks of epoxy. I didn't make this myself. I bought it. If anybody wants to see the rest of the bugs, because I have quite a few of them, just tell me and I'll make a new video specifically about them. Moving on now to the next part of my collection. We have this pyrite star, and a pyrite star is this naturally growing circular disc of fool's gold, which people think it looks like a star kind of because of the pattern that it has on it. So that's kind of cool, shiny. In person you can definitely see the gold color more. On the camera it looks more of a gray color. At least it does to me while I'm looking at the camera. This is sulfur ore. It is just this cool thing, and if you've ever launched a model rocket and you smell what the smoke smells like after you've launched it, and you were to, if you smell this, it smells exactly like that, but it doesn't smell like that. It doesn't make your whole room smell like that. It only smells like that when you go close to it. So, also if you ever broke open a geode and you smell what that smells like, it kind of smells like that as well. This is, I believe it's quartz. This big pillar of quartz, and in the middle there's, it looks really cool in person, but the camera makes it all fuzzy. So I'm still sorry for the camera, but it's the best I got right now. So it just looks cool. Now this one has a story behind it. If you want to hear the in-depth story, you can. And just tell me you want to hear it and I'll put a different video. Basically, we found it at the ocean, and it's got the letters IST on it, and it's probably just sea glass, but it looked really cool and it was really smooth and had a nice color. So that's why I showed that. Well, actually, this is nice. Didn't know I still had this. This, that you're going to see in a second, is part of a fusion crust for a meteorite. If you look inside of here and I put my finger behind it, you can kind of see how it's clear. Like you can see me taking the light away from it and it's shining through. That's because it's melted and it's like a glass from re-entry. These little particles in there, those are dirt particles that on impact fused with the partially melted crust and are left in there. Here we have a part of a woolly mammoth tusk. Just a little piece of one. It's just a shard of a woolly mammoth tusk, but it's still kind of cool. This is a raw ruby instead of the cut ruby that you saw earlier. It's just a raw piece that they just cut on both ends to make it sized, but it's not cut in any. Look at that. You can kind of see the reflection of my computer screen in the thing. Okay, I got distracted. And look at that. You can see my microscope in the background too. That's really cool. It's like a mirror. But yeah, this is just a raw ruby. I get distracted very easily. And then the rest of the things in here are just shale. All just shale. So yeah, that was my rock collection. If you guys liked the video, make sure to hit that dislike button. Okay, so why I want you guys to hit the dislike button is because everybody else has hit the like button, and I thought I want to make this thing my own, so I hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see any videos that I can do, I can definitely make the videos. If you guys want to see reviews on products or fishing equipment or anything like that at all, put it in the comment section and I'll most likely do it eventually. If you leave me, I'll put my email in the, not my actual personal email, but my email I use from our website down in the description. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, just email me there. You can email me pictures or videos or questions or comments or anything like that. If you send me a link in an email, I will not be clicking on it because I do not know most of you and I cannot trust all of you yet because I don't know you yet. So if you send me a link, I will not click on it. I think that's all. So I'll see you guys next time. Hit that dislike button down below. Feel free to subscribe. So yeah, I'm doing all the annoying intro stuff at the end, so you guys could have already clicked away if you wanted to. That's the end of the rock collection part, but I'll make another video soon with other stuff. See you guys next time.